Hello, welcome to TTNT, Topics That Need Talking. I'm Jess, I'm going to be your host, and if you are familiar with my channel, you have seen my previous podcast, Alternative Universe. I stopped that series due to I wasn't happy with the format with what I was recording, so I took an extremely long hiatus. But now I'm back with a new show, new logo. This show is to honestly just give topics that need talking, as the title says, to things that I personally experience or have talked with others and just need to be spoken by someone else. Not me specifically, but I wanted to put my voice out into the conversation. Today's episode is going to be about post-graduation depression. And it may sound odd. It really does, because post-graduation depression from either high school or college, that should be freedom. That should be when you're really living your life because you're legally an adult after high school. You have more freedom. You don't necessarily need to listen to your parents anymore, but keep your ear open because they do have good advice sometimes. Depending, other times they can encourage you to go jump off that bridge. All I can say is grab a parachute, have a good time. It can happen. It can happen after high school. It can happen after college. To where we are very used to a safety net under us. We're used to the work given to us and how it doesn't have the biggest consequences, not all the time. Personally, after graduating from college, I fell into this post-grad depression. I didn't have a safety net anymore. A lot of things were more at stake, so to speak. I didn't have a job as soon as I graduated as I wanted to when I was 15. You know, we all have those plans for how our life is going to go by. I wanted to graduate college at 21. Succeeded. I did. 4 years, done. Got my Bachelor of Arts. Wanted to have a job immediately after so I could move out of my parents' place and just go for it. I knew I was going to have this great job. I was going to start my career, live in my own apartment, get a cat. Then I was going to get married at 25 and have my kids, but still be a working career woman. Had it all figured out. And then I graduated. I didn't have a job. I didn't have a job until mid-July after graduating from my college in May. I was just at home every day, just watching stuff on the internet, whether it was YouTube or Netflix. I was miserable. I was lost in a cycle. I would wake up, turn on my television, watch YouTube or Netflix, whichever I preferred that day, or even both. I would go back and forth. Eat what was ever in the house. Not consume everything, just nibble. And then I'd just go back to my room and I wouldn't leave the house. And I could see I was falling into a cycle, so I would try to find things around my city that was at least free. But I knew I had to be careful because I didn't have gas money. I wasn't working. I was applying everywhere. I was either overqualified for jobs that would just give me money, and then I was underqualified for the careers that I wanted to start, saying you need more experience, if I even heard back from them. I was there. My mother felt really bad for me because I moved back home after college. I was just down. I felt like I had failed. And then I was trying to hang out with friends. I wasn't the best to hang out with. I knew I wasn't. And I wasn't always the nicest to my friends. I realized it, of course, later, and I very much apologized to them. And I have wonderful friends. I accepted it. They heard me out. They listened to my story. But it's the worst when you know you have a problem, but you don't know where it stemmed. You don't know how it escalated. With me, the post-graduation depression, it's been 2 years for me. I graduated in May 2016. It's still there. Still feel the depression. I still feel as if I'm not where I want to be. And I know I'm not, but it doesn't mean I stopped working. It means it's harder for me to work, which isn't an excuse. Because yes, you can always push through it. You can always be pushing harder to go through. Always easier said than done. Isn't that always the case with all things? It's always easier said than done. And that doesn't help anyone. That doesn't help anyone at all. It's always good to have a support system. It's always good to seek out professional help. It's always good to at least speak what's on your mind, no matter how silly it may sound or how unreasonable it may sound. To at least get out these emotions can make a world a better place for yourself. Like your world, the one that you've created around you. I do have a job now. I am making money. Is that where I want to be? No. And I know this. A lot of people around me know this. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to just stop working without a backup plan. I know I have to stay and keep working towards what I want to do. Everyone's very supportive. They want to help me. They're looking for jobs for me, whether they too are searching for a different job or they're just keeping their ears open, and I couldn't be more thankful. Even if you don't go to college and you just graduated from high school, no one takes you seriously at 18, though by legal law, you are an adult. If they can draft you for the war, you can be taken seriously. But no one takes you seriously. You don't have any experience. K through 12 was spent in school. What experience do you have? If you were one to not work at the legal age of wherever you are listening to, for Virginia, where I am, it's 16. The legal age to work is 16. If you didn't work at 16, or you were unable to work, or if you didn't want to work when you were 16, you have no experience. You just have a fancy piece of paper saying high school diploma. No one wants to give you that chance. I get it. It definitely doesn't make it fun. It doesn't make it easy. Saying, how can I get experience if no one's willing to give me experience? It's the stupidest logic, at least in my opinion. All of this is just my opinion. It doesn't make life easier for you. It doesn't make your mentality easier for you. It just doesn't make it easy. And life isn't supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to be fun all the time. You gotta have hardships, because how else are we supposed to grow? Whenever we speak on depression, we always think of it as something that stemmed from a young age, or, oh, you'll just get over it, saying, just smile more, just go out more, take this pill, which is fine. Take the pill if it's going to help you. If it's, safe for you and it does show an improvement in you, take that pill. If going out with friends or just to go out in general, get some sunshine on you, then do it. But not for everyone that can work. Your coping mechanisms won't always work. Or even the new ones that you want to try, it can make it worse. It can just be there, saying, I tried, now what? I'm supposed to feel better. It's not the same for everyone in how we react to certain situations that we are put in or that have happened around us. But I had to speak on this topic specifically because it was the one that hit me the hardest that no one around me spoke about. It's not a hushed topic as much as it's a topic that doesn't get the attention that it desperately needs. When I had talked to people about how I was feeling after graduating, how I felt like I was falling behind, I was watching my friends succeed, and I cheered for them. I wanted them to succeed. I wanted them to go farther. But then I had to look at myself in the reflection going, but where am I? Why are they still friends with me? I started to assume I wasn't worthy of being their friend, that I was just a burden because I wasn't doing what I was wanting to do, what I had talked so highly about. And they looked at me, those that had graduated before me, said, I know exactly how you're feeling. I definitely understand. And then they would share their experiences with me. I will not repeat them here just due to those are their words, those are their memories, those are their experiences, and I respect that. It will always be similar, saying you fall into this rut sometimes after graduating when things aren't going how you dreamed it would be, how you planned it would be when you were in high school, when you were in college, or the day before graduation, or as you were shaking the president's hand on stage at your own graduation. And it can just be hard on you mentally because we are trained to have a plan. We are trained to know what happens next. When we are only human, we make mistakes, we have errors. Life doesn't have a plan. It just happens. And you're along for the ride, and you try to make the most of every situation around you. Post-graduation depression needs to be talked about more because it can affect anyone. It can happen to anyone, either before or after a graduation. It can hurt anyone. It can affect their mood. It can affect how they see the outlook on their own life. But it needs to be taken serious on how we are right after a huge milestone in our life. I graduated and my mother saw that I was falling in depression. Even after I was able to get a job, I worked at Domino's in July. And I came home to my mom after work one day. I sat on the couch with her and I immediately started crying, telling her, Mother, I am depressed. I hate waking up knowing I have to go to work. I hate waking up on my days off knowing I can't do anything because I'm not making my dreams come true. I'm making pizza. Mother, I went to school for 4 years getting my Bachelor of Arts to make pizza. Is this all that I'm meant to be doing right now? I love my mother. She would hug me and she would calm me down saying, this is not what you're meant to be doing. You know this. You just need to remember that this is not what you're meant to be doing. And would just tell me, Jessica, Though you are not happy now, this is a stepping stone to where you will be. Saying no matter how long it takes, this is a stepping stone to where you will be. And those words really resonated with me because it's what I needed to hear. Even if I was thinking it, sometimes you just need to hear those exact words from someone else to just give it some validation, to make it seem more real, because it's not just you saying it anymore, it's someone else, whether it be your mom, your friend, or even a complete stranger who can just see it all around you going, this person needs to hear these words. And after that, I said, Mom, I need to find a new job. I hate my job. I hate waking up on my days off. I hate waking up on the days I have to work. I hate how I'm living every day. And she helped me. I got a different job, and I'm going to be there for almost 2 years in August. It's still not easy, but it's gotten a lot more bearable. Do what is better for you. Talk to your best friend. Talk to your mother. Write in a diary. Write in a random journal. Write it and then burn it if it makes you feel better, because you're writing down the bad thoughts and then you're just watching them disappear. Yes, it's kind of amazing to do that. I will not lie. I have done that before. I didn't burn it, but I put it through a shredder machine, so I still felt some type of weight lift off my shoulders. To each their own. It needs to be talked about. It needs to be talked about a lot more in the general public. I'm not saying that no one's talking about this around me. I know that me and my close friends do. We talk about it as much as we can. We like to check in on each other, see how we're doing emotionally, if we can be there for each other, whether just to listen or just to be a hug to give in that time of need, or even as a, hey, let's go to your favorite restaurant and get that favorite drink of yours, because this can at least bring some moment of happiness. And that's today's topic, post-graduation depression. You've been listening to TTNT, Topics I Need Talking with Jess. Next week's episode will be about making friends as an adult and how it's actually harder than in high school. If you want to reach out to me, I have a Twitter if you want to create a discussion over there and just speak to me and see my thoughts on any other topic that either you think needs talking or just want to talk about what was discussed today. My Twitter handle is in the description below. Have a good day, you guys. Be happy, stay safe.